Me and my husband, we had faith that we want God to do it.
Yeah.
As in,
if God cannot do it,
yes,
nani
who else
mwingine?
can?
Kama Mungu ameshindwa kupea mtoto, nani mwingine anaweza kupea mtoto?
Our faith, personally, our faith was that God, you will come by yourself, you will do it, and we will testify and say that this was God. So another doctor came and asked me, what are you doing here? Let me check you. Akanicheck. Akaangalia results zangu, akaniambia hapana, there's a mix up somewhere. This is not placenta previa, it's a placenta abruption, and you need to go to the theater immediately. Nilimzaa on a Friday, and on Tuesday tukarudi home. It was in August 27, 2021.
Yeah.
Yes. So we have a beautiful bouncing baby boy called Mikhail.
My focus was on Jesus. I was like, even though we are passing through this, I had that one belief that Jesus will do it for us. Even though watu wengi waliongea, and I knew at the end of everything that is happening, lazima tutokea tukiwa washindi. That was the thing that was moving me. Niko najua hiyo, everything will be okay. And I used to tell, niko nakwambia kila kitu itakuwa sawa. We continue trying, and I believe that siku moja tutapata mtoto. And I remember there is a tukiwa church. You remember someone preached about the sermon, and he said, he touched on something, and he said, ama wewe jamaa hufanyi kazi mzuri. And I was like, mimi sifanyi kazi mzuri. And in my heart I knew what was happening to her. So that thing ilikuwa inanisumbua sana, nikijua even it was not about me, because me I knew everything is okay, but ile mawazo ya the things that are happening to her, and the pain, hiyo ndo ilikuwa inani move. So even for me to defending myself, it was for her, because I could say, talking to me like that, it's like na nini bibi yangu, na you are saying something that is not okay towards kumhusu. And so that fear, it was there, lakini nimesema focus was on Jesus, because I knew that itatokea siku moja tutashinda.
Me and my husband, we had faith that we want God to do it.
Yeah.
As in,
if God cannot do it,
yes,
nani
who else
mwingine?
can?
Kama Mungu ameshindwa kupea mtoto, nani mwingine anaweza kupea mtoto?
That was our
slogan. Was a slogan.
We were like, God is the one who does everything.
Kama hata
He's the only one who can do it.
Yeah.
No one else can except from him. Yes, he uses people and he goes through men to do some things. But for us, our faith, personally, our faith was that God, you will come by yourself, you will do it, and we will testify and say that this was God. It was nobody's hand doing. It was no one who came and did what or what or where. You are like, God, we believe that we will testify with your name. And through this testimony, people will see you and not see anybody, not even us.
Yeah.
Let people just see you through this testimony. Personally, we asked ourselves questions, we asked God questions, but I can't even explain, because we could not see ourselves going out from God, because we knew we had a purpose. We could not see ourselves at least drawing away from God because of what we are going through. And we used to remind ourselves that we are the ones that matter. We are the ones who are important to ourselves and to God. God is in it for us. So if children are to come, they are a gift from Him to us. Yeah. So we should not pressure ourselves, and then we damage each other, we destroy each other's lives because of something that only God gives. We did not experience uphand layer, but you know, spiritually, when you are in prayer, even spiritually, you just feel like there's a difference, even with how people see you. or how they treat you. You feel like it's like they are feeling pity for you. Others, they are feeling sorry for you. They want you to be well. And others, you won't really know a motive of a person because it's in their hearts. So somebody cannot tell you, wewe nakutakia hivi, ama wewe ni vizuri hauna mtoto. You know, they won't tell you. But unless you're in the spiritual realm, then you'll understand. Because we know that people talked. We know your kamati ya rojafu ilikuwa. You know, but they would come and tell you, now this is it. No. Yes, so that was our experience. God really shielded us from it. We felt like God alietuepushia
sana. Even for my family, Mungu aliweka hiyo, alishield.
He guarded us.
Yeah, exactly. Kabisa. Yeah. For my father kumwelezea hii haikuwa rahisi. Yeah. And but God I don't know what happened, but something happened. Something happened. I don't know, but Mungu alifanya, alicheza kie.
For him to understand.
To understand that she's going through the miscarriages and sort of, but so because I would say that sinajua wazee wa kitambo kuelewa hizi maneno si rahisi, so ukimuelezea hivi and then your faith and his faith haiko zingiani, so haikuwa rahisi. Lakini Mungu alituepusha na haya yote until now.
We did not stop because God the comfort that God was giving us and encouraging us every day, that meant everything to us. And we were like, we are not giving up now because God, you have shown us in signs. Even for us to go to the hospital and being told that we are okay, that's a sign to tell us that we are okay. So we should not stop now. And children are a blessing from you. So I remember the urge to have children came back. And I was telling God, now I really want to have a child. And I became pregnant again. Okay, I wouldn't really say pregnancy. Then ikatoka, nikaenda hosi. Kwenda hosi, nikaona gynecologist, so they were checking me and akaniambia, are you sure you were pregnant? And I'm like, yes, I was pregnant. But ilitoka. So akaniambia, it's like you have an issue with hormonal imbalances. It's like your hormones... Yes, it's like your hormones are not really balanced well. So aliniandikia medication, akaniambia go and take this medication and don't stop trying. Just continue trying and God will help you. Everything will be okay. So nikaanza hiyo medication. And I remember it was in 2020 when we joined Fortress Assembly. 2020 mwisho, when Fortress Assembly ilikuwa ina celebrate 1 year. That is under Pastor Lee Wanja and Apostle Dennis. That is when we joined Fortress Assembly, and the teachings of our mom, our spiritual mom, then Pastor Lee, she used to preach and I used to cry all through. I was like, God, this is just deliverance for me. And as she used to preach and pray for us, even in Gracewell, she has a ministry called the Gracewell Prayer Retreat. It's a prayer retreat. And I used to attend them and still believe God for things to happen. And she stood by us also, praying for us, praying with us, together with the whole team, Pastor Ella and all the pastors in church. And we are so grateful to them also because they stood with us in prayer. They believed also for us to have a child. And as we joined Fortress Assembly, because we were already attending Gracewell. Gracewell was before Fortress. So when we began attending Fortress, and in prayer and all that, I conceived again. And this time around, we were fearful. You know, ile ka feeling 50-50. Ile una fear, but you are hopeful. So na niko na ile woga ya will it work, and my husband pia kona hiyo woga, but hakuna mtu anaambia mwingine, kila mtu akona fears zake tu uko ndani. And I remember when I when I became pregnant nilikuwa tu na hizo signs. So my husband akaniambia, "Hey babe, twende hosi tupime tukue sure that you are pregnant, tusijijazie." Ninamwambia hapana, sitaki kwenda, acha tu tukae. I was so tired of going to the hospital kukua. Nilikuwa naogopa sana because I wanted to have a child. I wanted to be pregnant, but nilikuwa ninaogopa nikienda niambiwe siko pregnant. Nitasema shida iko wapi with all these symptoms and signs. So he was telling me, no, we must go. And I'm like, no, I don't want to go. Ilikuwa yani.
And that one nilikuwa na pesa I think I had only 200 bob. Yenye nilikuwa bai kwa mfuko. And nilikuwa namwambia, we go, ananiambia no, we can't. Nilimchukua cha force. Twende nikupeleke. And then after that,
so he took me to the hospital. And the results zilikaa hata kushinda, zikuwa kama kawaida, ilikaa. Sasa tukiwa tumekaa tu hapo, kumbe yeye anaomba kwa hati yake na mimi naomba. We are just speaking in tongues, we are praying. Kila mtu anaomba kivyake, praying for the best. And the results came and I was pregnant. And I had a good feeling about it. I was so happy, by the way. Si kama zile zingine. I was so happy and so excited. I couldn't wait to tell my mom. So I went home, I told my mom. And I also called my pastor then, Pastor Lee Wanja. I called her and I told them the good news, and they were so happy for me and they were praying with me. And so what we did not tell anybody else that I was pregnant. So my pregnancy was kind of weird because we only told the closest, the people who are around us when walikuwa wanatuona, and they were praying for us. And cha kushangaza, my pregnancy haikuwa inaonekana. People didn't know I was pregnant until I was 8 months. Till I was 8 months gone, almost due to delivery. To sasa ilianza ku grow, sasa ndio ikaanza kuonekana. But throughout that other time, nobody, in fact nilikuwa na slim, nilikuwa na konda kabisa. Watu walikuwa wanashinda, kwa nini unapunguka? Are you okay? Are you feeling fine? And I'm like, yes, I'm okay. So nobody knew. God preserved my child in my womb. He preserved him. And it could only be him. Hakuna mtu ange notice unless nimwambie that I'm expecting. Ama nikaribie kabisa nichunguze ndo ajue. So by the time tunafika 8 months, ndo ikaanza kuonekana, and I began to have issues. I was told that I have what was it called? Placenta previa.
Yeah.
So nikaambiwa nione gynecologist, nita have kuzaa through cesarean section. So nilikuwa nimeambiwa nikapewa bed rest because nilikuwa nimeanza kubleed, nikapewa bed rest. Kaambiwa ningoje mpaka ile siku yenye nitaenda kuona gynecologist. So tukangoja nilikuwa tunakaa home, sifanyi anything, ninatulia. So everything was going well, the baby was kicking well. So ikafika a point, I told my husband, now me I just want to give birth. I am tired, I feel tired of everything. And we prayed that night. He prayed for me and told God, tomorrow we want to have our baby. Tomorrow we want to see this child. And when we woke up in the morning, I nilianza kubleed. Nilibleed ile serious, and they rushed me to the hospital. Now ilikuwa emergency. Nikapelekwa hapa Kikuyu St. Teresa's. Wakaniambia no, wao hawawezi, acha niende Kiambu. So tukapelekwa Kiambu, nikaenda Kiambu. He took me to Kiambu. Hiyo time ametetemeka, but he's the one driving. Like, anatetemeka, and me, I'm like, I'm just there praying and telling God, wait, God, please do something. My mom na yako hapo nyuma, we are just praying. Na nasikia pain kabisa. Tukaenda, tukafika, tukaingia vizuri, nikashughulikiwa. So nikiwa nimekaa, walikuwa nafikiria situation yangu ni kama ya wale wa kuadmitiwa kungoja delivery. Hawakuwa wamejua that niko serious. So another doctor came and asked me, what are you doing here? Let me check you. Akanicheck. Akaangalia results zangu, akaniambia hapana, there's a mix up somewhere. This is not placenta previa, it's a placenta abruption, and you need to go to the emergency, to the theater immediately. So nikaona tu daktari wamekuja all of a sudden, nimechange kila kitu, nimeambiwa niingie theater because now ni the placenta ina nini ime abrupt, the placenta abruption, so it's a danger to the child, so lazima nipelekwe theater. So nikapelekwa theater, nikafanyiwa CS na nikajifungua. My baby nilijifungua na 36 weeks. It was not really the due date, but I thank God because alitoka akiwa healthy, but they had to take him to the nursery because he had issues with breathing oxygen, so I have kumaka kwa oxygen for a while. But even as he was there, we were just praying for him to get healed na kuwe poa, na I thank God because hakukawia. Nilimzao na Friday and on Tuesday tukarudi home. It was in August 27th, 2021.
Yeah.
Yes, so we have a beautiful bouncing baby boy called Mikhail Joseph Mwangi.
Ile ukisikia tumeuona mkono, sisi tumeuona. During that process, one I would say this, shetani huwa anahubiria mtu sana. Cause ukiwa kwa challenge fulani, a plan B imeoka on the way. Unasikia, hey, now maybe cause during that time we had to go back to our family and ask them, do you have something to do with this? Did someone pass through this? So something happens during that time. Kuna vitu mingi ziu kuja kwa akili. Because I had to tell her, hey, bwana rudi kwa familia yako, uliza kama kuna shida. Na mimi niende kwetu, niulize kama kuna shida fulani. And it's a moment of unless God helps you, inaweza divert. You can inaweza toka kwa ile kitu ulikuwa unaamini itafanyika. So si rahisi, but I would say to someone there that during that time just hold on what you are believing in and to God, and everything will be okay.
Me personally, I've learned to be patient with God, because manze, patience is truly a virtue, and when you don't have patience, it will make you to do things that you're not supposed to do. You will have to seek solutions to places that you are not supposed to seek solutions to. And I thank God because of this time. And what I will encourage people is that when you are at your worst or your lowest, just cling to God. Hata ikuwe mbaya aje, shikilia to God, because that is the only way. He's the only one who can help you even in the darkest moments and darkest times, because we chose to lean on God. We chose to kushikilia regardless of what we are going through. And we know the pain. We know the pain of desiring to have a child and not having. We know that pain, and we wouldn't want it for anybody. And if you are going through that thing right now, just don't give up. Believe in God. Trust in God. Have patience with God, because hata amekuwa patient na wewe. Can you imagine the times that amekuwa patient na wewe? So have patience, have faith, and don't leave God just because you are going through some things. Endelea tu na Mungu, usimwache, na you will see him do beautiful things in your life.
Still I would say that just remember vitu zenye Mungu ashaikufanyia hapo nyuma, because when you remember them itakusaidia ku move on, na utajua hii yenye iko Mungu atanisaidia. I would say that the love that she has for me, it's iko siwezi elezea, iko beyond, because and the love that she has for God, that time that I knew that kama siyo Mungu venye anapenda Mungu kweli, because for other women, wakipata hiyo kitu inafanyika, they just wanna lose hiyo morale ya ndoa. But for her clinging on to God, hiyo ndo kitu nimelearn kwake, imemsaidia sana.
My husband is a very patient man. He's very patient, and he was really patient not only with me but with God also. He used to encourage me and tell me, don't worry, mambo itajipa, itakuwa sawa, don't even stress yourself. Yani he was a real encouragement to me, to myself, to everything that concerns me. He's a very patient man, and he's a good man. Ameokoka ya ukweli. What I would say is that my husband is a good man, and I thank God because I follow the word that says, husbands, love your wives. I can attest to that he loves me, he truly loves me, and he takes good care of me, and I thank you for that, my husband. Thank you for taking care of me and standing by me through it all. Yes.
And another thing I believe that nilikuwa namwambia, if siwezi penda sistangu afanyiwe kitu mbaya. So na mimi, I used to say that mimi nitakupenda. Ndio hata sistangu mahali yako Mungu na yeye amsaidie apate bwana mzuri. So singependa ati nifanyie mtoto wenyewe mabaya, then something happens to my sister. So hiyo ndo another thing that imenisaidia sana.